The Greens are proposing a $40 billion takeover of the national electricity market to cover the loss of coal-fired power stations from the system. Several energy companies are bringing forward the retirement dates of their coal power stations, with the largest in New South Wales now due to close in 2025. Political reporter Noor Hayder joins us now from Parliament House in Canberra. Noor, g'day. So what are the Greens proposing?
Yeah, well, the Greens are hoping to secure the balance of power in the next parliament, and they want to use that power to try and push the major parties to speed up the phase out of coal and invest more in renewables. And they've come up with a proposal. It's a $40 billion plan to essentially renationalise the electricity market. They're suggesting that the Commonwealth-owned Snowy Hydro be repurposed into a not-for-profit energy generator and retailer. So the Greens leader Adam Bandt says that it would essentially build 25 gigawatts of solar and wind. They also want coal and gas-fired power to be phased out by 2030. Their plan also would involve reversing the government's $600 million investment in the Hunter Valley gas plant at Kurri Kurri. It's probably fair to say that there is no appetite for what the Greens are suggesting from either of the major parties, but they do hope that come the next parliament, they'll have more leverage. Here is what the Greens leader Adam Bandt had to say.
This is the kind of idea that could get through the next parliament. People love Snowy Hydro because they know it's in public hands and it gives a benefit to the whole community. We're saying let's take that popular support for a really good idea and apply it now to renewables. And that idea of a big build that results in more renewables and electricity being sold at cost price to consumers and businesses is something that ticks all the boxes and I think has every chance of getting through the next parliament.
And Noor, a couple of years ago when another energy company announced that a big coal-fired power station was going to close early, there was all sorts of just really fierce criticism from the federal government. But there hasn't really been that this time, has there? But there's still a little bit of frustration?
Well, there certainly is frustration, particularly with the Federal Energy Minister, Angus Taylor. He says he has spoken to the head of Origin and expressed his disappointment with their decision to, bring forward the schedule to close the Eraring power station. It is the largest coal-fired power station in New South Wales. It will be closed in 2025 under this new schedule, essentially 7 years ahead of what was previously planned. And Angus Taylor argues that would create a significant gap in dispatchable power. It would destabilise the grid, and he says that could lead to higher energy prices. He wants the private sector to fill the gap with other hydro, batteries or gas. It should be noted that the Australian Energy Market Operator doesn't believe there will be a shortfall in energy come 2025. The New South Wales government, we heard yesterday from the Treasurer Matt Keane, he announced that state would be building what's been described as the biggest battery in the Southern Hemisphere. Here is what the Energy Minister Angus Taylor had to say this morning about this decision by Origin to bring forward the shutdown of this power station.
It's a short notice period. We're disappointed by that, and we will work closely with the private sector and with, of course, the New South Wales government to make sure there's a solution to this. But we were disappointed by the shortness of the notice. This is a very dramatic bring forward. And unfortunately, it does mean there's a lot of work to be done in a short period of time.
And that's the Federal Energy Minister Angus Taylor there speaking about this decision by Origin to bring forward the closure of their power station in the Hunter Valley. He also says that he did only find out about this decision only the night prior to this announcement. He says he doesn't know why he wasn't told, but it's probably fair to say that there are some who perhaps do not agree with the government's track record when it comes to, moving away from coal.
Yep. Okay, Noor Hayder reporting there from Canberra.